Okay, I think it started recording. All right, so Sam, thank you for joining me. And this is our second session where well, it's actually more like our third, where we continue our discussion around the transcendence piece when it comes to kind of extract the data. Just to remind everyone that's watching this video, just to give people a high level, what we're really planning to do here to achieve the first level, or the first objective of OData Next is to be able to go and say, if I have a request that's coming in, and this request is coming in with OData query in the URL, what's basically going to happen, we want to be able to build a component, an external modular component, and this component will be able to go and say, pick up this OData query and spit it out from the other side as an expression or an iQueryable. So from that other side here, this becomes an expression, something that you can apply on any iQueryable. And then the next phase of this objective is to be able to go and say, I also can have another component in here that can take an expression and spit it out to the outside world as an OData query URL. And the last time, Sam, thank you so much for doing this. Last time we had the opportunity to kind of quick walk through the code and see, how this, AST expression is being built. So this is OData query URL here, and how the library is doing that. So Sam, I tried to kind of pull in the code. I'm going to show you a little bit. So this is a request. This is outside world. I'm going from the other side. Now, just to give a little bit of high level, we're mainly focusing on this piece here, basically being able to get the URL, turn it into an expression. That's our first objective. And then the second objective to be able to take that very same, expression and actually put it out there in a format that an API, OData enabled API can support. So Sam, here's what I've been trying to do to kind of actually extract these little components. So I went ahead and I kind of got in a service route and an IDM model. And then I put in there a request URI. This is a sample from request URI. And then what I've been trying to do is to basically see what, like, based on your description and the classes and capabilities that you talked about last session, I wanted to see what can happen in here. So we can take a URL like this and basically run a parser. So this OData URI parser. The parser will basically give me the ability to spit out a select expand clause, which I can turn into an expression. I'm assuming like something like if I go and say expand like this, I can go and say get the expression. We'll talk about the expression in a second, but yeah, like selected items are all selected. It basically pulls out an iQueryable out here, iEnumerable here that I can actually work with. So this is this. I can extract an expression from this URL from iEnumerable easily. Now here's the problem, Sam. Let me ask you this first. Is this, when I try to run this as is like this, it seems like it needs a little bit more than what's being displayed in here. So in here it basically says, I don't know this product segment. So it's basically looking for a product. So I'm assuming my EDM model here needs to match something in here. So if I go here and say I want it to be against students, do I have to educate that EDM model in here about the student model? Is that how that would work? Go ahead.
Yeah, so line 14, you create an EDM model, but it's an empty model, nothing in the model. Okay, and the line 16, you want to query products.
Right,
But
right.
product here, from audit perspective, products should be a resource.
That's right.
But at the line 20, you want to query a URL parser that requests URL and based on empty model. However, whether the URL parser cannot understand or cannot find any information related to the products from the empty model. So that's the problem. So that's the exception. So products, we can't understand the products. Okay. So in this case, you need to create an entity set for
Entity
product.
set. Okay. Let's try this together because there's another question that's going to come later with kind of anonymous products, like, dynamic product?
No,
Like basically there is no there's no hard-coded model there. But
you
go ahead.
can do like this one. We have a low-level API to create the EDM OData schema type, OData entity set, something like this. Or you can use in the model builder, it's a high-level library, and take the C# class as
Uh-huh.
input and build the EDM model automatically by using some conventions. So here, since you are using the low-level API, so for example, for the EDM model cost structure, so now we can like this one. Let's do like create entity type.
Entity type.
So entity EDM entity type.
You got it.
Entity type. So we can call product equal new EDM entity type. And put a namespace.
The namespace and the name. Okay, so if I go in here and say
NS.
Yeah, so the namespace would be this guy, right?
It's any namespace. It's okay. So you can.
It doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So we can type NS any namespace. Okay. So name is we can say it's product.
Okay.
Okay. So now we want to let's add this type into the model. So we can call mod.addElement.
Gotcha. So this IADM model here, but this guy doesn't have an input parameter that takes in.
We have the APIs from the model. So we can call model.addElement.
Add element.
Yeah, so change the interface to using the EDM model.
Actual model, gotcha. Okay, let's see. The concrete cloud, I see what you're saying. Okay. And that guy wants an IADM schema element.
Yeah, so we can put the EDM entity type you created. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So now we have the type. And since you need to create the property, so let's add the property. So let's say EDM entity type dot.
EDM entity type dot.
Yeah. Add key.
Add property. Add property or add keys?
Add the properties. Add the struct property. Yeah. Put a name.
And that would be the ID. Right.
Yes. And
that's the type. And the type is the EDM entity type, right?
No, like if it's a primitive type, it's easy. So you can use an EDM primitive type kind. No, this is UI kind. EDM primitive type kind.
Primitive type kind. Okay. And
So
what's
inter 32. Yeah.
That's you're defining. So you're basically through this structure, you're basically defining the model that OData would understand. So let me repeat that a couple of times here, just for the people watching this video. And then in here, we basically have also product detail. So
no, product is product since it's a struct. It's not a struct property. It's a navigation property. So we kind of do like this. We don't have a navigation property. At the navigation property, you have to build a. Yeah, we can add by navigation property.
Bidirectional navigation like this.
Yeah, or we can add a uni-direction navigation.
By this one.
Yeah, so the parameter is a EDM navigation property info, I think.
Yes, it wants an EDM navigation property info. Let's create one on the fly. So new EDM navigation property info, which would take in nothing.
Using the property initializer.
Yeah, so hold on. So we want to initialize that externally, Sam, right?
Yeah.
This is property info. And then this guy would be second there.
No, new property, new EDM property, new EDM navigation info.
Yep. New EDM navigation property info. I see what you're saying. And that guy basically can, it doesn't take a parameter, but we can basically go and say property info dot
name,
and that would be product detail, right?
Yes.
And do we need to add a value there?
Yeah, we needed to make sure it's a collection or it's we still need more information. So can property info dot collection equal false?
I see what you're saying, because you want to know whether you want to. Okay, so this is collection. It doesn't have that. Let's see what else it has.
Is collection?
Is collection. I nope, it doesn't have that.
Huh?
Maybe it's
multiple. Oh, sorry.
Multiple.
Multiple. Dot.
Multiple. Target
yes.
Multiplicity. Multiplicity. Yeah. Okay, and that's false.
No, it's an enumerable type. Inner type.
Gotcha.
One
many. Yeah. Let's just say one for now. What do you think? How about one? How about 1 or 0? That would be better, because maybe we won't add anything in there. What do you think about that?
Since okay. I think it's and we need a type for that. What's the type of product? Property info the type, I think.
You mean for the product details, right?
The target or
for the target, right? So let me just add this one in here first. This is property info. We already added that guy, right? Yeah. And then the second thing that it wants, it just wants this guy. It doesn't really care about the type. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and save it into a variable, assign it to a variable.
Assign this to a variable, this whole guy? Okay. Uni.
Product detail, right?
Yeah. Product detail. Let's call it like this.
And the line 21, give it a name.
Var product ID. Yep.
And we need to create the key for the product, right?
So which should be the ID.
Yeah, ID is the key, right? So we can do like this: EDM entity type dot add key, and using the product ID.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so dot key, add key, right?
Add keys. Yeah.
And then basically say the product ID. I see what you're saying. And that guy actually takes in the IEDM structure property, which is what this guy spits out when you basically put in the ID. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So now we set this up. We have this model. We have the entity type. And the entity type is added to the model. I'm assuming that this guy will go underneath like this, Sam. So now we built the entity type, and then you have, I'm going to put that down there, and then you have the add element, and now you're passing this model down there. What do you think? You think that would work? That would be
no. So since we don't have the product detail type, okay. So what we needed to create another type, entity type for product detail.
I see what you're saying. Okay, let's do that. ADM entity type. And that's, let's say this is product details, entity type, new. Air type. New ADM entity type, and this guy can take any namespace. Why the namespace doesn't matter, Sam? Why do we not care?
So far we if you're using the typecast, namespace doesn't matter. But in your specific case, in your URL, we don't have using the namespace anytime. So here namespace doesn't matter. But if you have the same type name, so the namespace also does matter. It means type name should be unique in the same namespace. It's the same as a C#.
It's like it's like C#. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's the same as a C# or same as a computer language. It means we should create the type. Type is a class. Okay, it's the same as a class. In the C#. And the property is same as a property in the class. Okay.
I see what you're saying. I see. Yeah. Let's say we're adding. Go ahead.
And the struct property, it sounds like a value type property. Okay.
Right.
It's a value type, and the navigation property sounds like a reference type property. So, for example, int 32 boolean double is a value type in the C#. So it's an int 32 is a primitive type, but entity type or complex type is like the class definition in the C#. It's
That's
a
right. I see
so
what you're saying.
it's the same as I think more than 90% the same as the concept in the C#.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
So here's what I did. I added in a new product detail entity type,
Yeah.
right? And I went and added structure properly with an ID property for with an
Yeah.
ID for this
So
guy.
you should put the type for the property info, navigation property info, right?
In the navigation property info, right?
Yeah. So
So this guy would be property info dot
target.
Target. And then you're gonna go and say this target is my product detail type, like this.
Yeah. I think we finished the schema type definition.
Yeah, and let
Now,
me actually minimize this a little bit so we don't have to do like everything, just an example so
yeah,
people would understand and we understand that here's your bare bone example
yeah,
of you're getting a raw query like a
yeah,
string format. Let me even throw that one away because this is you basically creating on the fly. And I'll talk to you a little bit on the dynamic aspect of it. But
mm,
just to reiterate, you have a URI, you have a model,
mm.
and then inside that model, you basically went and said, I want to add an element, which is an
Create the
EDM entity
schema.
type.
Yeah, create a schema.
You're creating a schema basically,
Yeah,
right? So this is the entity type, and then we took that type, we basically added in, it's basically like you're basically building the model programmatically by adding in the ID and everything else in between. And Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, there will also be a way where I could just pass in the type, the hard-coded type, like a student or anything, and OData knows how to create that for me automatically, right? Like this is for a
yeah.
dynamic model. Okay.
In this case, you should using the model builder.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The model builder takes for example, the C# class student.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a POC class, okay?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And the model builder will using some reflection to
Mm-hmm.
retrieve the information, for example, class name, class attribute, and properties, and build the model using that information. And the build model process is similar here. So, for example, create the EDM type using
Mm-hmm.
the type name, class name,
Mm-hmm.
and add the property called add the struct property for all the primitive property in the C# class.
Yeah.
So it's a similar way, but on high level, you don't need to call the low level API. So you
Yes.
need to just call the high level API, for example, take this C# and build the models. That's all.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's see here real quick. So this way, I think things are good because my query says products, select ID, expand product details. So this is an
Yeah.
example for, go ahead.
So far so good. We build the schema, but we
Mm,
have to build the instance. Okay, so it's
okay.
a similar thing. You
Mm-hmm.
in the C#, you create the C# class. It's a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
It's a design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for
Mm-hmm.
example, you create a
The
student class.
prototype. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you want to use that, you have to create the instance for using the class, right?
That's right. That's right.
So in the OData, it's the similar way. You have to create the entity set or singleton. So now it's ready to create the instance.
That's great. An entity set.
So let's say
Entity.
EDM entity set, EDM entity set container. Let's create the container, entity
Okay.
container.
ADM entity container, right? Okay. Let's see. Got it.
Create a container to
Hmm.
give us a namespace a name.
Okay, got it. So this is any namespace. Just tell people it doesn't matter here for now. Just as you're building whatever you want. And then what do you
The
want?
default.
Default, just default like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And save the container to the model. It's the same as call add the element.
Oh, really? Okay. So model dot add in, oh,
Add
nice. I see.
element.
Add element or add entity container?
Add element. Yeah. So now we have the container to hold the instance. Okay, we can call it the instance. So now we can call container dot add the entity set.
Uh-huh.
Add entity set.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we can name is the products.
Products. Yeah.
So products is same as students. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
student has to create a collection of students. We can
Yeah.
name it students. Okay.
Yep.
The type is product type, EDM entity type.
Oh.
So you name the product
Yep.
type, EDM entity type.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe we can change the name.
Let me change the name so people, yeah. Product EDM entity type. There you go, Sam.
Yeah.
Now, what are you gonna do? Well, now the model has the container and it has the entity type.
Yeah. So
Okay.
now we need to create another entity set for the product detail. Okay.
I see. Is it another container as well?
No, we can put it in the same container. So let's
Okay.
say container dot and entity set again.
Container. Okay, hold on. Let me just organize this a little bit for people. Container dot add entity set, and then we can here say product details. Right? So
Yeah, and
it
using
should
the
be details actually, right? And then in here it would be the product detail entity type, like
no,
this.
don't change the line 33.
You don't
So
want this to be details?
the product
Oh,
detail.
because we said 0 or 1. That's right.
Yeah.
We said here 0 or 1, so it won't think of it. So
Because
maybe,
entity set is instance, but the schema says it's a product detail. It's a one property. It's a single value property.
right.
So
Then,
yeah. So now we needed to build a relationship between the product and the product detail through the product detail property. So assign each identity, the return from each identity set to a variable.
okay. So this guy is returning what? An entity set. So this will be products
Product, yes.
product entity set, like this. And this one would be var product detail entity set, right? Like this.
Yeah. So it's same. Now the last thing is we need to build the relationship. Okay. So for example, you have a class named student. Okay. And the student has a property named department.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you create an instance of students named Sam. Okay. Sam is the student. And you also create a department for example, it's Redmond. Okay, or we can call it the Redmond.
That's right.
So now we need to assign the Redmond to the Sam's dot product detail. Okay. So now we can call product entity set dot add a navigation target.
Navigation target, and then you add in the
first is a navigation property. So we have the product detail, the line 23.
product detail.
Yeah. And the second line is the product
set.
detail entity set.
That's right.
Yeah. So here it means we build the relationship between instance of product. The instance is products, and the instance of product detail. The instance name is product detail. And we build the relationship is we how to say it? We align product detail entity set
with the set. Yes, with the property.
To the product detail navigation property on the products.
That's right. That's right.
I think so far so good. So we have a product and the select.
Yeah, if I were Sam, if I were to visualize what you just said, I'm just gonna just visualize object. What we basically did, just so people understand what we're doing here, you basically went and said, I have a product that has an ID, right? Whatever that ID may be.
Yeah, you can create a class.
Yeah.
I'm the class program. Let's
right.
create a class named product.
Yeah, we could just do it real quick. I was gonna do it dynamically just to show people, but also we can go and say product, and this product has a prop and maybe ID, but also it has something called product detail. So let me go and
Yeah.
build this one here. See this the AI is so smart, Sam. See, it knows what I'm gonna type even before it's listening to me. It's a problem, right? So this is product details, and then in here you basically
No,
have
without details, without S, so product detail, right?
detail. Okay, got it. Gotcha. So that's this guy. And then this product detail here, you can go and say product detail, and in here it would be
The name is product detail.
detail like this. That's
Okay.
basically what we're building. We're gonna come
Yeah.
back later, and that
So
stuff
add
that
the ID into the product detail.
you got it. You got it. So this here is int, and this is an ID. There you
Yeah.
go.
Now in after line 45, you can say after line 45, let's add a new line.
45.
Okay, yeah, so we can product create an
Create
array of product.
like a
Array, so curly bracket.
array. Gotcha.
Array.
Gotcha.
And the products. Okay, so now we have array. So it's a
Yes,
product is the same as the entity set and entity set.
that's right.
So the product here is the entity set. Now from the C# perspective, now we create a product detail array.
Yeah, an array of product details.
Yeah, so we say it's a product detail. It's the same as a line 31.
Right, right.
Okay, now we need to choose create the target. So for example, products, the first one, product 0.
Oh, on the array.
Yeah, after
Yeah,
the line 46.
46. So in
46.
here, yeah, this guy here,
Yeah,
right?
after this one, add a new line.
Mm-hmm.
So products.
Oh, you want to basically add, I see what you're saying. Products, and this is
0.
basically at 0, and you want to
Dot
create
dot
a new
no dot.
dot. Okay, but
Oh yeah, we create a
it's
new
null.
product. Yeah.
It's
So it's
null,
okay.
right?
And
Okay,
we have say ID equal,
whatever, could be 1, right?
and we have the
And then
product detail equal. We need to save it to the product details. No, we don't need to create a new one.
you
So
want to
add a
create
new
one from,
message
oh, I see what you're saying.
from the product details.
Yeah. So if I do it this way,
Yeah.
Sam, I can go in here and say, also add product details. Check this out. 0. We can basically go and say product detail like this, and I can go add an ID here. That's also 1. That would work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So line 56 is the same as line scroll up. Is at the
Is what you
navigation
basically did in
the
here.
line 32. Okay.
Yes. So this is
It means
uh,
the product detail for the product is from product detail entity set.
that's right. That's right.
So it's more than 90%. It's same as the C# code.
As the C# code. So now if we have this and we pass this model, I'm
Yeah.
assuming like this is just an example for people to see. We're gonna use these later to kind of, show people like instead of having to add all of this, you could do it, just pass in the model and it's gonna extract that for you. So that's out of scope for now. But, if I run this now, can I extract an expression out of this? Should we try? Because I have the model. You
I think
so?
now it should work.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's do it. Moment of truth, Sam. Let's see how that works. All right, so this is the first hit, going F10. Yeah, this seems to be working. So your expand clause has a select items, it has 2 pieces. Let me, so this guy here basically has navigation. It says product details in there. That means basically, Sam, if I go in here and say, we want to extract the expression, the enumerable that comes out of this, right? So I want to go in here and say, this is my quick watch. Can you see this screen, the quick watch screen, Sam?
Yeah.
Are you able? Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
So
so you can see from the URL, you have a $select, okay? You have a $expand. So each $select will be built
yes,
as a pass select item. any $expand will be built as an expanded navigation select item. And for example, let's go to the second one is a path select item.
So the select item, where is it? Where is it, Sam? This one? The second one.
Yeah, select item is the second one.
This one. Path select. Yeah, got it.
And you can see there's a select path. You can expand the select path. And you can say it's a path. So you can see in this $select, there's only one segment. Okay. And the segment is the property segment. Property segment is it's handles the structure property.
Yeah.
So you can see it's the name. You can get the name is ID.
Yeah.
So it's the same as the URL.
Yeah.
And you can get the type. It's a edm.int32.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And also you can get the declare type from the property. So you can scroll up. There's a property. No, just 2 up.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah,
this one here.
Can expand this one.
Okay.
And you can say the declare type is any namespace product. Okay. And the property kind is a structure. Okay.
Yes.
And the type for the property itself is the edm.int32. So
that's right.
For true. Okay.
Now here's a question for you. With the current API, because I'm going to extract all of this and put it in its own kind of library to allow people to kind of, because you see, if we can take something like this, Sam, if we can take something like this and turn it into an expression, which I think is something that's available that we can extract here in a second, I can apply OData to anything. It could be GPRC, it could be anything, it could be a file that's written on a, as long as you're providing this query somehow coming through your communication channel, you have absolutely nothing to worry about when executing OData query, which is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's a protocol that we're using to kind of apply to the data source that we have. Now, where is the expression now? Like I have expand, I have filter, I have order by, and I also have all of these different elements. Does the parser have the expression within it for the entire query?
No. You mean the low string of the request query?
Yeah, the conversion of this piece into an iQueryable or an expression in general.
No. For here, you're only using the OData low library. It's only output the abstract search tree AST. Okay. So here we only get the AST. It's abstract search tree. So I also mentioned in your
the last video
ID. So can we add a dollar field into the URL so we can run it again?
Do you want me to stop at the URL?
Yeah. Stop the debugging.
Okay.
And the dollar filter into the URL.
Oh, put dollar filter in there.
Yeah, dollar filter.
Okay.
So we can say dollar and
right and dollar filter
equal ID
equal, and then let's say 1 for instance, or
2. No, it's int. We don't need the single.
Oh yeah, you don't need that. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's run it and put a breaking point after the filter. Yeah.
Let's go here. Yep. All right. And I'm gonna skip over filter.
Yeah, skip over. So let's see the filter.
Let's kind of quick watch this one. Yeah.
So here is a filter. Filter has an expression. You can see it's a binary operation node. Okay, binary operation node is it's a binary operator. So EQ is a binary operator. Take the left side, and right side. Okay, and the operator kind is the equal. So left side is also the expression. The left side is a single value property access node. It means it's a property value, properties access. Okay,
that's right.
You can say the properties ID is the same as the select path item.
Yes.
It's also the property. So the right side is a constant node because you put the constant value. So constant node is int32. The literal text is 2. Okay.
Yes.
So that's the output from low-level OData library. That's abstract tree. It means you can take the output from the URL parser it's for example, if it's a query option, it's an expression.
Yeah,
And each expression has a detailed concrete class implementation. The binary operation node is one of the implementation.
that's right.
Okay. So for the expression, so we can using the kind. So each expression or each node has a kind. I think um, let's say yeah. So the kind below the expression. Do you do you see that? The
Sam, can
kind.
you hear me now? Sam?
Hi.
Yeah, sorry, my headset ran out of battery. Now I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you see the kind on the above?
Yep, the kind here, constant. Yes.
No, no, above.
Oh, above. This one,
Above.
single. Repeat that, Sam.
Yeah, above again.
Above again. Yeah, this guy, binary operator. Yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
this kind is for the expression. So it means abstract tree node. You also said multiple times the output is abstract tree. Tree
Yeah,
has a node. Okay,
yep.
each leaf is a node. So we can say also I think we
Yeah,
discussed that.
yeah, last time you
So
said you
yeah,
said
yeah.
basically there is right node, left node, and there is a
E-
kind. And
e-
that kind, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, each leaf is a node,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and two leaf connect using a, a, a branch node.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, so a branch node is same as operation kind. So it seems it's a equal. But at the top level, the root node is binary operator. Okay.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So this is the node. So your expression that you have here, you
Yeah. So if
basically
you
have your
go
kind.
back to your jaw.io,
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Let's go back to draw.io. One sec. Yeah, so back to your expression, I remember you were saying, we were having an expression and then you have a left node and a right node and a kind. And
yeah,
this kind is basically the dictation of your basically, so this is the kind, this is your right node, left node, and basically in your case here, basically this is left, this is right, and this is kind, right, Sam? And
yes.
that's basically your AST
Yeah,
node.
this is for the operation binary operator structure. Okay,
That's right, that's right.
but um, because binary has left and right, so we have
Hmm.
the left and right and the kind. But for other column node, maybe it's only single node. Okay,
That's right.
so
Uh,
it's different because we have a different kind of tree. It could be binary tree. It could be other tree.
mhm.
So it could be any kind of tree.
Okay, let me ask you this, Sam. So
So
now, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead first.
So on the top, there's a green cloud. You take the
Yes.
OData query URL, go to
Yep.
the OData URL. We can say OData URL query URL parser. We change
So
it.
that's the parser.
Yeah, parser,
Mhm.
and the output is the abstract tree. Okay.
Yeah, the output
Output
is the
is
AST
yeah.
basically. So let me take that guy out a
You
little
should
bit.
add a new.
Yeah, yeah. So let me just pull that guy out a little bit. And okay, so we have this, I think. So hang on. So this is this guy. And then this OData URL basically outputs
AST.
abstract. Yeah. And you said AST abstract tree. Is that what it is?
Abstract search tree.
Abstract search tree. Okay, abstract search tree. Gotcha, Sam. All
Yeah,
right.
we call it AST. So we can combine them together.
Right.
Okay, we
With
can group them together. For example, we group the OData URL parser and our as output AST, group them together. Uh,
like this.
yeah. So it's happening in the OData row library, OData one.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is the OData library. This is the one that we just used
yeah.
basically.
So we using the row library called create the OData URL parser, and call the pass select expand pass filter, something like this.
Yeah, yeah. So that's great, Sam. This is really great stuff. You know, this is amazing. So this is basically the theory that we have, and
Yeah.
that's basically the implementation. Now, let me ask you this. This is your abstract search tree that comes out. Eventually, we're gonna need to pull that out into an
Yeah.
expression, right? And
So
that's
now we want to convert it to the link expression.
yeah, yeah. Let's get to that. Let's see. We still have time. If you're good with me, let's see here if I can. So ideally, we want this to turn into an expression, Sam. And I'm just assuming here that turning it into an expression is not something that's in your low-level OData library. Is that right?
Yeah. So
Let's go back
convert
to that
the
code.
AST to link expression.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Uh, we don't have a individual package to support that, but we have the code in the web API audit.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So, for example, in the ASP.NET Core audit.
Yeah, let me pull that library real quick, Sam, because
Yeah.
that's the point. The point is that I want to allow, before I do this, Sam, real quick, just before I do this,
Mhm.
let me do something here. I'm gonna take all of this. I'm gonna do something a little crazy here. I'm gonna take all of this and comment it for a second. Okay, just for a second.
Mhm.
And then what I want to do is that instead of doing all of this, I want to take these two models that I created in here, these two models here,
Mhm.
and I want to go and do these directly through the model.
Model builder.
So the model builder, it's called ADM model builder, right?
Yeah. So you have to we call it audit model builder. You have to include another package.
Okay, what's it called?
Audit Microsoft audit model builder.
That.
Can you share your Visual Studio alone only? Since
Oh, did I share the whole screen with you?
yeah, you share the whole
Sorry
screen.
about
It's too
that.
small for me.
I'm sorry, Sam. I have a 49-inch screen. That's not a good idea. I see what you're saying.
Hope you
This
didn't share the passport.
That's right. That's right, Sam. Okay, so it's called Model Builder. Is that what you said? Model, or is it Builder? Just Builder. The Model Builder. This guy right here.
Yes.
Okay, let's add this sucker here and let's see if that does the trick for us, Sam. Let's see. I didn't know I was adding the entire screen. I have this wide range monitors, like really wide range. And when I try to share, I try to just share only the window instead of the whole thing. That's hilarious. That's
That matter.
hilarious.
The whole thing is there's nothing except the Visual Studio on your whole screen.
Yes, that's when I only shared that. Yes, yes. Okay, I got the model builder. So this is OData model builder.
We say
OD,
we ordered the convention model builder.
yep, OData convention
Convention.
model builder. Let's see. And pull that guy in. Okay, I got my model builder right here, Sam.
Yeah.
And
Change the variable type. It's
this
not.
guy,
Yeah.
what do you want to call it? Just model builder as
Yeah.
well? Okay,
And call it the builder. So
okay, let's
change the
call this.
model as builder.
So this is basically the same thing we do in ASP.NET when we basically go and say,
Yeah. Yes.
okay, so
So we can
builder dot
build
add,
as
right? Entity set,
it's
right?
just call not called entity set. We have a generic type.
Uh-huh.
So we can build dot entity set.
So just build like this,
No,
or what do
no,
you want to,
build dot entity set.
oh, entity
Uh,
set.
Yes, it's a generic version.
Yeah, and then I add product in there. Okay,
Product.
that's it.
Product.
Product.
Okay, we
That's,
use the product as a type to create an entity set named product.
yeah,
Yeah, and then we create another one for the product detail.
yeah, builder dot entity set, and this is product detail, and that would be products. And then after that, we can go
No,
here and,
product details.
oh, bar details. That's right. Sorry about that. So that's product details. And then
Yeah,
now
and
you
the
can,
IDM model. That's
uh
all.
yeah, IDM, yeah, yeah, that's the thing that you do, IEDM model,
So model
and
equal
then
Yeah, build
I'm just gonna call it model for now, and then we can go here and say builder dot.
get ETL model,
Yeah,
get ETL model, get
yeah,
ETL model.
yeah, right there.
Yeah,
So
that's
now
all.
that's it. So that this guy should basically give us the exact same
Yeah,
result,
it's
right?
exactly the same thing.
Nice. You know, Sam, a lot of people ask me the question about having OData support like dynamic types. I think we might be able to kind of get a breakthrough with that. But let me just see here in terms of expression. Yeah, you have everything running just as is. It's
Yeah,
beautiful, Sam. So see these two, just these few lines, they're basically the equivalent of doing all of this. And I
yeah,
see why you have both because that's basically we pulled in the core library, you know. Okay, so we have this, my friend. Now, let's see. We have about 13 minutes. Let's see if we can, you know, get an expression out of this. So now you have this parser, right? This parser has everything in it, Sam, right? Like
mm,
you can parse for the select and expand, filter, order by, you know, top, skip, count, maybe search. I don't know if we still support search. Do we still support search, Sam?
we can pass search, but what do you mean support?
I
Because
remember, go ahead, go ahead.
search it
It's
depends
basically
on the
filter, right?
yeah, it's based on the algorithm, how to apply the search clause.
Yeah.
So we support to pass search,
Hmm.
but we don't support to build the search into the search clause into the link expression.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
so I think you are on the thread.
Yes,
You
yes,
want to build something for the fuzzy search, something like this.
yes.
But so far, we haven't made any progress on that. So we
Gotcha.
still need more input from the architecture.
Gotcha. Also, additionally, like you see how this expand and parse and all that, the next step for us after we just talk about the expression, we'll talk a little bit about the modularization, meaning that I want to be able at some point in time, and maybe we will get to that part soon. You know, if I go like this and I say I want, you know, sounds like like this. I want to be able to add whatever, you know, component I want to add out there to support OData. It's not necessarily gonna be up to speed. It's just expansion. It basically allows the expansion of the functionality. Anyway, not to
Mm.
go on a tangent here. Let's go ahead. Let me take these away because we don't need these yet. And let's just go up in here and let's see if we can extract an expression. So you said to me, add in the library from ASP.NET, the OData ASP.NET, because it's not its own standalone kind of component, right, Sam? That's the
Yeah,
one that
we can
basically puts.
say, but I'm sorry, we don't have a much public method you can use, but you can try. So we can add the Microsoft.ASP.NET core.odata.
Gotcha. ASP.NET Core, OData, that's version 8.
Mm.
Let's get that guy down. Yeah, it's okay. Like us not having that available, that's fine. That's why you and I are talking right now, so we can make these things available and help people kind of, you know, leverage OData even in more scenario, like every step of the way, like just what we did today, Sam, just this piece, the piece of having a raw URL like this and be able to take it and translate it into an OData query, and then later on we can turn it into an expression. The power of this is unlimited because that basically means, see, this is a console application. It's not ASP.NET. It's nothing. This query could be coming from an input through a console application. It doesn't have to go through a URL. It looks like a URL, but it doesn't have to come through a URL. It's just a language that an API endpoint would understand. And we'll talk about the kind of, you know, we could even shift the language itself and all that kind of stuff. But
Just
okay,
2 minutes, I have a phone call.
that's fine. I'll be right here. I'll be right here. All right. Let's here. Fine. All right, Sam is saying about 2 minutes. Send us the message. Query parse count.
All right, I'm back.
All
Sorry
right, welcome back, my
for
friend.
the phone call.
No worries. Okay, Sam. All right, let's see if we can. So I add the ASP.NET. Let's see if we can actually extract
Did you
a.
add the package?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay, so let's say field binder.
Mhm. What's it called? The
Field,
binder?
field binder.
Field binder.
A filter binder.
Oh, filter binder. Okay.
Follow filter, field binder. Binder, yes. So add the namespace.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's a field binder. So we can call or create a new field binder.
Okay. Do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So most of the code are internal in the field binder and the select expand binder.
Oh, expand.
You can tap F12 on the field binder class to go to the definition of field binder.
Yeah, let's do that. F12. Let's see what F12 does. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, it take a service provider, so we can call bind. It's not a good design for the field binder, and
Yeah.
it's hard to use.
Yeah.
Okay, and typically we are working on improvement for field binder.
That's
We
right.
want to create a field binder interface and only expose one of the type,
That's right.
one of the method in the interface.
This
So
service
iService provide
provider.
is a dependent injection. So we
Yeah.
can create a, let's go back to the source code. Maybe we can do something like this.
Yep. Let's go.
So we can call iService collection.
iService collection.
Service.
That needs abstractions. Sure. Uh-huh.
So we can call the new service collection.
You got it.
And the collection dot add service, something like this.
Hold on. I don't think it's service collection. Service collection.
We can call it the new service collection, right?
Yeah, but it won't work. Service collection. You can't actually just do that. I think it's not. I think that's one part of. Oh, let me get the extension. Hold on. I think I got it. I think I know what you're trying to do actually.
Yeah.
So this is that guy, and then collection dot add, and then we need a new service.
We can add a singleton, add scope and the transition, something like this. There are a lot of methods that you can call.
Yeah, we need a service route though. So that service route is the one that we have right here. And that service route is coming from where, Sam? Just so people understand. It's it's a URL. I don't think I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, this is another topic, how to use the dependent injection. So
yeah.
Here we expose the field binder as a service, so we can call other part. So let's come to the line 51.
Do you want to implement the? Okay, I'll lay. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You can call collection dot.
A collection inside this guy, right?
Yeah, we can use another new line.
Okay, a new line. Okay.
Collection dot build service provider.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
And we will get a service provider.
Right. So this is new service provider. I wonder if we could just
do.
No,
just close it.
I'll close it. Just close. Okay, got it.
Close it and save it into a variable. We can call it ASP, yeah. And use that into the constructor.
There you go.
Yeah, but to be clear, so we need to add the information into the service collection. So if you run the console application, it will throw exception because there's nothing in the collection. Okay.
That's right. We have to add it.
Service collection is empty. It's same as the EDM. You create the EDM model. It's empty. It's it's the same problem because we didn't add anything into the collection.
Right.
However, field binder need something in the service provider.
Right. Right.
So
Uh-huh.
so in this part we can find another time slot to continue on this part.
Yes,
But
that sounds
to be
like a
clear
plan.
that
Mhm.
field binder, when we create the field binder using the line 52, now we can call field bind. Okay.
Yeah,
So in this, field binder dot field binder
yeah. Gotcha.
dot bind. So take the field
Now you
clause.
can take the parser. Go ahead.
Take the field clause line 43.
Just throw it in there.
And
Boom.
this one will return the expression bind.
Yeah, but wait, this guy. Wait,
Just take
Sam.
the filter.
Just a filter.
Yeah. I mean, take the filter dot expression, something like this.
Oh,
But
filter.
it's
Let's see.
yeah,
There you go.
and it will return something.
This guy was gonna give us what we need. This is it,
Yeah.
Sam. This is the expression.
This one gives you the link dot expression. Okay. However, I also mentioned because we don't have the service in the collection, if you run the code, it will failing.
Yeah,
Will
let's
be
try.
fail. And also bind you should take the equalable. Okay.
That's right.
So
Yeah, it failed in here, just
in
like
the
you said.
service for the OData query setting, so we need to inject the OData query setting into the service collection.
Yeah,
So this part, I will write some sample code. We can continue it in the next time.
okay. I'll set up some time with you,
Another
soon.
part is field bind will take the equalable. So let's collect the just in the 50 line 50 we can say equalable. So we can say equalable product. Yeah. So we can create something. So we can create enumerable or something. You create enumerable
You
and
could say a list of
list.
product.
Yeah. We can create
Yeah.
a list for product.
Yep.
And convert it to the equalable.
Yep. As queryable. There you
Yeah.
go.
So now it should be input the products into the bind clause. Okay, bind
Oh,
method.
that's what you want to pass in here, right?
Yeah, it means I want to
Apply.
the expression for
Yeah.
this variable. Okay.
Yeah.
But so far, our library doesn't expose the method to take the queryable. It's internal class, internal method in the field binder. So
Gotcha.
what we are doing is to expose a method in the service, field binder service. So we can call it. Another way is I'd like to work with you to create a single product, single project, single library to combine all the together. So we combine
Yep, that's the goal.
query parser and take the field binder.
Yep.
And the last part is now we have the expression. So after, the last part is we take the expression. For example, we can call products. We can call the products, right?
Yeah, products.
Products dot where. Yeah, so input the name.
Oh, it needs I know why it's doing that, Sam. Let's see. This.
It's okay.
Yeah, hold on. Where? Yeah, go ahead. And then you can pass the expression to it.
Yeah, we can say p dot no, it's a lambda expression in the where.
Oh, lambda expression. Okay.
Yeah, the ex. Sorry.
One sec. So this is expression x
dot id equal to. Yeah, close it and save it into a variable.
Okay. Our query.
Yeah. So now we can say we take the query. It's a link expression. So we can call query dot to OData query.
Yeah, that would be the
query. So,
yeah.
So this is the last part. So
yeah, that would be the last part.
From the link expression.
Yes, I understand. Yep, that would be the last one. Yep.
Yeah, the comments for the 57 and the 58.
57 and 58 in here. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the last part.
Yeah, that's the last part.
The
That would be it.
expression and build the OData query.
Yep.
And 52 to 57.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the second part.
Yes.
Take the AST and generate the link expression.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And above the 52, for example, between 44 and the 52,
That's the
that's
create
the
the
first
AST.
part.
Yes.
You
Yes.
pass the query option into the AST.
Yes.
Okay, so above, that's a model builder.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a part of model builder, but it's not our topic. It's another topic.
Yeah. Ideally, Sam, just like you said, before I just, let you go and connect with you later. Ideally, what we want to do to have two functions. Okay. OData next, it would be something like, okay, this is my OData next instance, and then it would say something, actually not even that, it would be an extension. So I would have something like, select ID name like this, and then I can go and say dot to expression.
Yeah,
So that gives you the expression. To,
take the queryable.
yeah, so to iQueryable. Absolutely, yes, you're right. You're right. So this guy says to iQueryable or as iQueryable, right?
Yeah,
As iQueryable, like this. So it's
as
basically taking this string and turning it through OData into an iQueryable. The opposite is what you just said. I would have an iQueryable variable like this and say to OData query. That's it. That's our product. That's our first piece to basically allow this to work, transcend, and to be able to work across technologies. We're going to be hitting two birds with one stone. Anyway, I have to run. Thank you so very much. You are awesome. You are a great, great, great partner. And I think we're going to build a lot of great things together. And I'm going to set up a next session hopefully very soon so we can take this to the next level. Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much.
See you too.
You
See
too,
you,
sir.
see you
Bye.
later. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
later. Bye.